അവൻ 6-ാം വയസ്സിൽ മരിക്കേണ്ടതായിരുന്നു. അന്നേ മരിച്ചാൽ മതിയായിരുന്നു.
ഞങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം ഈ നാടകനെ കാക്കണമെന്ന്.
Hey guys, welcome to Cinefic Talkies. This is episode 1 and I'm Sridevi.
I am Akhil, and today we are going to talk about the new Malayalam movie which recently got released in Amazon Prime.
So Malik is about a story of a man called Suleiman who initially becomes Ali Ikka. Though he does wrong things but is always praised and worshipped by people. But there are many ups and downs and it's a ride of a roller coaster. To know the entire film and to enjoy the thrill of that roller coaster, you have to watch the film, which is on Prime.
As any other movie, the strongest point of the movie is the script and screenplay. They have worked on the script and screenplay very hard so that each character, even each character other than the main characters, also have enough screen time. The movie has a lot of religion revolving around them, but still it is perfectly balanced in a way such that all the audience can understand all the harmony in which they live in.
I think I truly agree with what you said, Akhil. Just to add on about the screenplay part, I think how the characters perfectly designed and each flashback is by different people. So you also get to know their point of view, and at the same time, you understand how they think about Suleiman. So I think that's beautifully done. I don't think I've ever seen any film where flashbacks are from different people. Starting, you just think, okay, David is Freddy's dad, and that's it. But later, how the story goes on, and you go deeper and deeper into all the characters and how they're connected to each and every one. That's something really interesting. Where starting, you think they're those few characters which just come and go on, but actually they end up being the actual important persons in Alika's life. And if he's there, it's all because of the others too. But the main focus is still Alika. So the characterization is also something which I really enjoyed, and how each scene has its own importance. And coming to semiotics, I don't know if you have actually observed. If you have not, then please go watch the film again and observe these. Alika is proposing Rosalind, but he's not asking Rosalind, but it's his brother David. And he just says, look, where's Christ looking? And it's a mosque, so that's something very beautiful. There's small semiotic which they have used. And when the boat lands and he's taking care of Rosalind, and the marriage shots, how beautifully it's done, the culture, she doesn't know the culture, but she's getting adjusted, and their understanding, I think it's very beautiful.
Yeah, and even connected to that, the cinematography of the movie should be talked a lot. All these sequences which is happening, all these sequences are very well made, and all the actions they are doing, the camera actions and the actions of the characters are going in really well. So each action of the camera, each action of the character, they add on to each other and makes it much more beautiful. And it's a huge sets they have made. The cinematographer has placed in such a way that it is not literally visible. It is placed in such a way that all these production sets looks like an environment, and we are into that environment of the area. So in that, while watching the movie, we can it's visible for us that okay, we are in that space, and we can see Suleiman, all these admirers, what all things are happening. All these things are literally visible.
True, I agree. I agree. And if I have to talk about cinematography, it's completely first about the single takes how they have taken. Starts with Ikka's daughter and then wife, then Suleiman Ikka. Like, for example, if it was any a horror roller coaster, how you go like deeper and deeper, and you're more excited, like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? So, who is this? So, I think that's something really exciting when it comes to cinematography. And next, it's the CCTV camera shots when Ika is off to Hajj, and how each camera and the police voiceover you hear, and you're like, oh my god, who's talking or who's following? That curiosity is developed, and at the same time, you're like, oh my god, why is he getting? He's going under bars. This is not what had to happen. And the CCTV shots are actually so beautifully done. When compared to other films, CCTV, it's like in front of your face, or it's not like the actual CCTV's point of view, but this it's amazing. So that's also something very interesting when it comes to cinematography in this film. So there is one I really observed this one particular scene where before Ika is off, he closes the door and he looks back. So there's this lady who comes from the other place, and she would have come to ask help. So when he's just sitting on, before he closes the door, he looks back, and it's actually a single take, and there's a 1 second focus shift to that lady, and again back to Ika. Then he calls his daughter to take the photo of his hand, and that minute focus shift, or in between of all this single take, it was something very beautiful. And how much of each thing has its own concentration.
Yeah, and also, as I mentioned before, the production set was a beautiful set built, and everything was really, really beautiful about that. And it was a huge set at the one of, I think it happened somewhere near to the coastal area. And all those, I think the tsunami scenes from 2004, which really made the movie really beautiful. And all those shots also is really beautiful. And as you told, the single shot, as we talked, it's the ambience. It started with a marriage, a function, and yes, it's a gangster movie. So Godfather, if you take, it's also started from a marriage function, and everything should add up to the character. It brings out the what to say, the power of the character out while watching the movie. And yes, if we are comparing something like with Godfather, the important part is the cremation scene from Malik, which will swing back all these memories from the beautiful intercut from Godfather, which is really in sync with the movie, and which is not like consciously placed or something like that. It really adds on to the movie, and it gives that power to the character called Sulaiman. There are sequences where this music really helped him to show his power. I think you can talk about that much more in a perfect way.
Yeah, I would like to continue. That was something I was really excited to talk about. So even from the starting of the scene where the sister comes to talk to him, there's this emotionally low BGM going on, and you can kind of feel that the vibe where okay, there's something happening. And all of a sudden, when the counselor comes, when he's talking to him, all of a sudden the BGM shifts. It speaks power to itself. The background music, the way how much of power that character has, but and it moves on to the entire film like that, and that's something very beautiful. Like each character when he's talking to Rosalind, slow, but at the same time it has a little bright music in that, so it's kind of love. And at the same time, it's like how the story moves on, and each character, when Rosalind is talking to the IPS, again the power kind of BGM comes up. So each character, each emotion has its own BGM. So that's very beautiful. And you can get connected to it very instantly. I think it's because of that. And what else do you think, Akhil?
Yeah, I think yeah, when we are talking about something like this from Malayalam film industry, it is quite new. And these power changes, all these things which we have been seeing in these movies like Godfather and Nayakan, I think, say, Maniapam's movie. So these movies had these emotions, these characterizations, this strong central character who like fought their way up. All these things are literally giving it much more weight, like much more power, and it's something new thing for the same industry also. So I think like Mahesh Narayanan has done a very good job, and which will come which will increase the popularity of the movies also. And yeah, this is something everyone say that they miss the theatrical release of this movie and all this experience which is happening because of the Amazon Prime release. It has given a huge market to the movie also. which is really good for the industry as well as for the actors and as well as for the directors.
Yeah, I mean, probably if it was in theaters, I would be very excited. At least as I said, as we discussed about cinematography, BGM, and all of it, actually, when we would have gone to the theater, I think it would have given a more feel, and we would have felt each scene more, to the heart, probably. But still, when being of all the pandemic and everything, it's also an opportunity. You can watch the film at whatever time you want, and you can be really relaxed, and you can set up your own theater at home. I think that's also an exciting part. This is one such film where even after the film is done, you're watched, you're doing something else, but this film is still running in your head. That kind of impact this film leaves on you, because I was so curious to know, the director's point of view of how he did this film and all of it. And I heard him saying that the entire film was shot reverse based. So that's like actually, you're like, oh, okay, because the set was also designed in that way, like, it is going reversed action. So even the actors had to gain weight, reduce weight, their makeup, so planned and systematically screenplayed. Just looking at all of this, you tend to start thinking, how much of pre-production work they have done. When we actually know behind the scenes how much struggle they've gone to make the small scene, I think it's so many people's sweat and hard work that we have to appreciate.
Yeah, that's for sure. They have done a really good job, and each of the actors have played their strong points from their old time to the like their childhood. It really, I think it's almost shows almost 40-45 years of change, and everything was literally visible.
I really hope it tempted you, because the excitement is just on. I think it's going to be on forever. So please do go watch the film and comment down below which part of the film made you so mesmerized. And we would be excited to know which part was it, because maybe we can still catch up on that in the comment section below.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching our review, and we will come back with more exciting reviews, more exciting movies, and we will be here with Cinephilic Talkies.
So that's the first episode. Hope you liked it. If you like this video, give a big fat thumbs up, and please do subscribe to the channel, because there are a lot of movies coming up and there are going to be more reviews. So subscribe and don't forget. We will see you in the next video. Until then, see ya. Bye bye.
Bye bye.